What if I told you your garage, not your closet, not your pantry, is actually the heartbeat of your home's organization? Today I'm going to show you why your garage is the #1 most important space to get under control and how fixing it can transform your entire home, your daily routine, and even your stress levels. So for most families, the garage is the black hole of the house. Honestly, as a builder, it's my least favorite. Something that's really important to us at AFT is we're going through our projects and we're doing this quality control. We're bringing out the entire team. We do these team walks. It's team building. We have 20 people from the company doing the inspection. And no one wants to do the garage. Why? Because the garage, traditionally, it's all drywall. You may have an epoxy floor that just kind of comes up the cove. You're going to have just a really generic, basic baseboard. And then you're going to see these really ugly garage door tracks. And that's it. And you have the door bucks, the garage door bucks there that typically are not painted, exposed wood. The garage has been beat up. Sometimes you have mechanical equipment. And so the problem is in any space, this relates to us as builders. The reason we're so passionate about site cleanliness is because when a job site's clean, people respect it more. And it's just human nature. If you see trash on the floor, we've seen at the movie theater, people tend to just throw their trash. When something's very clean, you don't want to be that person littering. It's the same way with kids. When you come home and if your garage is a really nice designed element of the house, the minute you come into your house, we all pull into the garage in Arizona, we're very terrible at this, is we're not outside. It's very hot in the summer. People are pretty reclusive. So you come in, you pull in your garage, you go into the house. Most of us are not using the front door on our own personal home. And so why not, when you're coming into a garage, the same reason that we have our clients work with interior designers is so that you have an incredible design space. And what do design spaces do? They motivate you, they calm you, they make you happier, right? When you come in and everything has its place and it's well designed, it changes the stress level and temperament, you really enjoy it. And so what we've seen with our clients, having partnered with Garaza, is when our client has this first interaction of coming into their home, how does that relate to AFT and our process? How did it relate to the communication and quality of the build? If they're coming into a space that is forgotten about and it's the black hole, that's their first experience on a daily basis remembering this house. And then, they may walk into the mudroom or the pantry or the kitchen and be like, okay, this is, now I'm home. But we've seen that change as clients come in and pull into this beautiful, beautiful house with a beautiful garage. And as you can see here, the flexibility. This is steel cabinetry. One thing that we were shown is that these you can stand on these, right? How many of us have had cabinetry? If I were to do this with, my kitchen cabinet, my foot's gonna come right through the bottom of that. But I can actually stand on these and stand up. Again, we have so many different colors. So my personal house, again, we have all the different color palettes of the metal cabinetry. You can see sky's the limit depending what you want to do. We're going to be going with a midnight blue for my personal house. And then again, we don't want to see drywall, so we have a lot of options for the wall texture. Specifically to mine, we're going to use this walnut color. And so we're going to have this blue metal cabinetry. So you can see here with this walnut texture. And what that's going to do with the epoxy floors is you come into this clean space that would be treated just like the interior space of the home. It's going to be clean. It's something you mop. Everything has its place. They have these nice leather tops here. So tools, again, supplies. We have these big, tall cabinets. Why? Well, because we have totes in here. So right here we have some of, you can see it's normal storage. But again, we could take these shelves out and we can have, brooms and mops and, our blower as we're doing landscaping. And so a lot of the equipment that we're using, they also have these slat walls. So for me, having a lot of kids, how do we store bikes and strollers? And luckily we're past the stroller stage, but we still have wagons and we have bikes and we have scooters. And now everything can be hung in its place. One thing I really like for me, they have the compressor option. So instead of sending the compressor out and maybe you have a low tire because the temperature's changing like it is in Arizona. It goes from 100 degrees in the summer, 110 to now it's 30 at night. And so you have to keep those tires inflated. And again, if you have power needs, right? So everything's here and it makes it very easy and out of space, which is, out of sight, out of mind. in its combined space. So again, partnering with Garaza has really changed the outlook of the house. That we have this otherwise very dreary space to the house, and now we have this really high-end luxury product. And again, budget related to clients. You know, one thing that clients can do, you can actually do a pretty nice space for $25,000, and we'll have a $25,000 budget in there. Of course, sky's the limit depending on the customization. But again, when you look at the overall cost of the home, there's a reasonable cost to have beauty, organization, and design elements from the minute you touch your house as you experience the entire home.